Welcome in, welcome back. Today, guys, we're doing pork chops, right? And we got mustard, right? We're gonna be doing, I guess, a mustard style pork chop. So we're gonna be using the mustard as a binder. We got our 50% reduced salt adobo, and we got some Cajun seasoning, right? So this is gonna be easy schmeezy, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we got our pork chops here. Now, I just wanna let you guys know something. I already washed these pork chops, but you absolutely wanna wash them. Because you're right here, when they cut the bone, there's gonna be a lot of gristle. So you wanna definitely get in there and get that bone shards off of there. Make sure you wash these pork chops down really, really good, because you don't wanna get the bone in your food, right? You don't wanna bite down on bone. So that's just a little thing you need to do. So let's move on to where the mustard is. All right, guys, so now there's really not gonna be much measurement for this. So I'm just gonna go in, because you can do this with 3 pork chops, 2 pork chops, 1 pork chop, doesn't matter, right? So go in with some mustard, and we're just gonna go ahead and give this a good thing. If I had to say, I'm gonna say this is probably 2 tablespoons. So I'm gonna do this with one hand. I'm gonna try and keep one hand dry, one hand wet. Let's get these pork chops nice and covered. So they're all covered up. And guys, this is not going to taste anything like mustard at all. It's just using it as a binder, right? For our seasoning and for our flour. Now we already have our flour seasoning made, so. And I'll link to the recipe for the flour. All right, so that's done. So now I'm just going to, we're going to go in with some light adobo. Now I'm putting enough. If I had to say, I'm going to say that's probably about 1 tablespoon. Maybe a tablespoon and a half. And then we're gonna go in with some of the Cajun seasoning, right? Again, I'm gonna say that's probably about 1 tablespoon or so. And we're just gonna give this a mix so that we have this seasoning everywhere. And if we need to put more, we're gonna put more. And don't forget that that flour is already seasoned, so we don't wanna overdo it. We definitely have some lawries in that. All right, guys, so it looks like this seasoning is all everywhere, right? Let's take a quick look. We got seasoning and mustard, right? Everywhere. Seasoning and mustard. We're not going too heavy, right? We want the subtleness of the pork chop to come out. So now we're just going to put our pork chops inside our flour. And just make sure they're all covered. Okay, and that's it. I'm just gonna put it down on the board here. All right, guys, so we're gonna let these sit for at least 5 to 10 minutes. We want it to cake up a little bit, just so our batter doesn't fall off, and it'll be nice and crunchy. So we'll come back with how it looks in like about 5 or 10 minutes. All right, guys, I'm in a bit of a rush, and I really don't have the 10 minutes to wait. So you see here, you see how the flour is starting to not look floury? It's starting to look like it's caking up a little bit. That's exactly what you're looking for. But right here at this point, it's not too bad, right? You'll be fine right here at this point. See how this is starting to cake up? So I'm gonna go ahead and fry these up now. And it's not ideal, but we're gonna do it anyway. All right, guys, just for reference, let's just check our temperature of our oil. We're coming in at 350. This is where I want to stop. This might be a little too hot here. 387, 390. So real quick, if your oil is a little bit too hot, just add some more oil. That'll help bring the temperature down just a little bit. And we go with our pork chops. All right, just a few minutes in, I like to go ahead and give them a little flip for even cooking. And sometimes if it starts getting a little bubbled on you, I'll go ahead and cut the pork chop a little. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm starting to see this one bubble up now. I just gave him a little snip. Find where the bone is. Just give him a little snip. So I'll just show you what I just did. I just cut it. Just cut it right there. See that? I just cut it right here so it doesn't start to bubble up on me. See how this one's starting to bubble up on me? I'm gonna cut it some more. Now guys, since we put our thing in, let's see what our temperature dropped down to. Yeah, since we put the meat in, we dropped almost a whole 100 degrees. All right guys, so it's been a few minutes now and we've pretty much done with our pork chops, and here they go. Take a look at that. Looking good, right? Nice, golden brown. And of course, we're gonna put them down on a rack so that it doesn't sit in oil. Let's take a look at another one. I don't wanna mess up the breading, so I like to grab it by the bone. That drip off. And there we go, guys. Our mustard pork chops. It's looking great. Can't wait to get into these. I mean, it is looking good. And here goes our pork chops, guys. Right? Yeah, this is good. All right, guys. Now, I got the little trick I need to show you while our temperature comes back up, right? You want your temperature to come back up to 350. All right, guys, so we got to get these little bits out of there because they're going to stick onto the next pork chops. And we don't want to have these burning on our next set of pork chops. And those are not going to look as good as the first one. Get as much of these out as you can, guys. You got to make an investment in this small mesh strainer. Works wonders. And guys, remember what I was telling you earlier? This is what you want your pork chops to look like. Right? You see how it looks a little caked on there? These are probably going to be better than the first ones. So in we go. Hey guys, and I'll bring you right back when these are done. All right guys, we're done. Here's our pork chops. I just piled them up here, let everybody come and they'll take their own pork chop. I'm gonna pair this up with some rice and some string beans. Guys, but look at this pork chop. It's perfect, right? And it doesn't taste like mustard at all. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite on this one. Real quick. Take a bite, nice bite of this. You heard that crunch? But guys, let's see if you can hear this. Guys, this is it. We're done. This is the easy schmeezy, and I gotta run off to work. Everyday cooking, Dad, cooking every single day. Take a look at some of these other recipes, and let's get cooking.